What's good, everybody? How y'all doing today? Y'all should know who the hell I am at this point. I'm Mark. Today's video is going to be a high-capacity magazine band that keeps being reintroduced more and more each time something bad happens with a firearm. So here's the deal, all right? When I say band, when I'm talking about these guns, do not sit here and think I'm talking about the firearms themselves. You know what? I'll just sit here and say, never mind. All right, so basically, out of all these guns I have on the table with me, I got a SD9 VE with me, got my Glock 23, and I got my Ruger LCP. All right, let me just take the mag out without taking it out the holster. So we got 13 rounds, 40 Smith & Wesson. We got 15 rounds, 9mm, 6 rounds, 380 ACP. So, out of all those magazines I just showed you, by what everybody who's proposing a a high capacity magazine ban, which of these magazines do you think would be allowed? Tell me. I mean, I'll be able to tell you right now, all right? And what has been proposed over and over again and what is in effect in certain states, the only firearm that I have on this table that wouldn't have to either be neutered, or if there's no aftermarket for a neutered part necessarily for it, I just wouldn't be able to get it, I would assume, or I just wouldn't get it, you know, but would be my LCP. That's 6 rounds, y'all. I would have to get a 10 round, like a fixed magazine, not a fixed like it's, you know, fixed in here. But what I mean is that I would have to essentially get a modified magazine. That's a better word. A modified magazine to where it's only going to be able to take 10 rounds instead of the 13 that it takes. That's fucking retarded. Like, that's absolutely, and I don't care if somebody's upset that I'm saying that word. If you're watching this and you're upset that I'm saying the word retarded, you're probably on the wrong channel. I've said it about 100 times on the Centerfire podcast channel. So, you know, you probably are following me from there. And if you are, hey, shouts out to you. You're a Chad. You know what the deal is. But my SD9 VE magazine would have to be modified to where it could only take 10 rounds. Stick magazines for sure are banned, you know, as far as your most popular rifles in the country, AR-15, AK-47, both of their standard magazines are banned. That's just, you're just neutering guns from the standard of what they are, because nowadays the standard, all right, for a pistol even, right? Let's just talk about a pistol. So, the Glock 19 is the most popular pistol in the world, if I'm not mistaken. Most popular. And hell, it deserves to be. It's a good fucking gun. So, imagine sitting here having to neuter one of the most popular guns in the world just because of you think it has too many bullets. There's a good reason why it's the most popular gun in the world. Well, not gun, but most popular handgun in the world. That's because the capacity, the size, the easiness to shoot, easiness to work, the reliability. So the whole point I'm getting at is that the capacity, though, for its size is a huge factor to it. That's why a lot of people think, okay, yeah, maybe I should get a Glock 19. 15 rounds of 9mm? Oh, yeah, that ain't bad. That's good. You know what I mean? So, and they're not wrong for thinking that way. You know what I mean? However, just sitting there saying we have to neuter the standard of what the most popular gun in the world is absolutely ridiculous. It's just, it's mental, you know? And Biden sits there and he says things like, oh yeah, well, why do you need 20 shots, 30 shots? And that's the thing, he doesn't say 20 rounds, 30 rounds, you know, nothing like that. He'll say, why do you need 20 shots, 30 shots to take down a deer? What do you think the deer's wearing a Kevlar vest? Well, first off, okay, I'm gonna dispel that right now. Kevlar, all right, isn't a save your ass vest. It's not like a real, you know, it can take a certain number of pistol calibers. A high pistol calibers like 500 Magnum, 50 AE, 44 Magnum, it cannot take it. That'll blow right through it, you know. Rifle calibers will blow right through it. However, we're not going to get into that. We're not going to get into that because I have my own thought. I might even do a video specifically on what he said there. However, it would be a very short video, like maybe 5 or 8 minutes. Y'all let me know if y'all would want to see that video, though. That definitely would be something I would do. I could do like a, you know, I can do, you know, like a Biden's fuck up series, you know what I mean? Something like that, you know what I mean? Help me come up with a good name, you know what I mean? Like, oh, Biden, you fucked up, you know what I mean? Shit like that. I can do like a whole series and all the dumb shit he has said. But, back to what I was saying. So with a standard capacity magazine ban, you're neutering the standard of rifles for our country, which is the AR-15. And if any of you liberals are sitting here watching me talking about, yeah, it's a standard because it's used in the most school shootings. No, it's the fucking standard because it's the neutered version of what our military uses. What the fuck? Just like how the standard rifle in Russia, I would assume, is the AK-47. And hell, the AK is a great rifle. If y'all know me, y'all know I'm an AK guy. You know what I mean? Oh, jeez. Sorry about that, y'all. I've been in a barber shop all day, and if y'all have been to a hood barber shop, you know damn well what it really is. Just a bunch of people are just sitting in there, just smoking a bunch of weed and cigarettes, and you just have to sit there and get your hair cut because, you know, that's the only barber you trust. You know, not try to inhale all that and just get out. You know what I mean? It's annoying, you know what I mean? I feel like I should get like a gas mask to go in there. So I'm like, all right, guys, we're good. Sorry, all jokes aside, I'm in a good mood today, if y'all couldn't tell, you know what I mean? I got my hair cut, I'm feeling straight, you know what I mean? My eyebrows are looking a little off because I just got them done, but I definitely look better than how bushy they were before. Back to what I was getting at, though, was the standard for so many guns would be completely neutered. The standard magazine capacity, there's no such thing as a, you know, as a higher capacity for the firearm that you normally have. You know what I mean? Like, there's no such thing as stick mags. There's no quad stacks. There's no drums. Nothing like that. You know what I mean? Like, that's despicable. You can't sit here and say that we only, yeah, we have the right to bear arms, but only to, you know, a certain amount of bullets as well. We can't just have the ammo we need with the magazines that we need to put the ammo that we need in the magazines without it being neutered. You telling me? See what I mean? There's a lot of logic jumps where they're going with something like a fucking, you know, with a high capacity magazine ban. Like, I'm sorry, y'all, but if they sit here and say that we have to, you know, neuter our magazines, man, that will, honestly, the day that we sit here and start passing more and more shit is, you know, for fucking common sense gun control is when we know that, you know, the country's just losing its grip. But it's something that keeps being reintroduced by the Biden administration, by overall a bunch of liberals. You don't see too many people on the conservative side saying, hey, let's neuter the guns that we own. You know what I mean? It's not something that we see too often. However, if you hear about it maybe in your state, you know, if, depending on how your state works, you know, certain counties even have different laws. If you see something like that, it's going to be coming up where you're sitting here, you know, oh yeah, well, a high capacity magazine ban is being introduced. You got to vote for it, whatever. And just take a look at that number and then think about how many just normal guns are going to be neutered and just be less of what they need to be, all because, you know, you just wanted that ban. You see what I mean? If you have common sense, it shouldn't be much of an issue for you to think about this and be like, yeah, there's no need to ban that. You know, why do you need to ban the magazines that, you know, these were made for? Not to mention, if you sit there, I'm willing to bet money too, if you sit there and fuck up your magazine to where it can only take 10 rounds or some shit, it's probably going to cause malfunctions in it due to the fact that that's not how the magazine was meant to be. You know what I mean? So they're overall just screwing you over every which way just because they want that capacity ban. You see what I'm getting at here? So if it comes up in your state or, you know, federally when it comes up, because if it comes up in my state or federally, I'm voting right the fuck against that. You know what I mean? But go ahead and vote against that. That's not something that we need. You know, you're going to sit here and just neuter yourself. You know, that's just a simple matter of fact. Go ahead and just cut your balls off because, you know, who the fuck wants to have, you know, a compact double stack 9mm that's supposed to hold 15 or 16, it says on here, but I've been through this, you know what I mean? Whatever, I'm not going to go through it with y'all. Y'all have heard about it on the review, whatever. The whole point is that you're losing a third of your capacity. Just right there. A third gone. A whole 33.34% gone. You see what I mean? That's not something that I'm willing to part with. I'm not really willing to part with that. So if it comes up, obviously vote the fuck against it. Don't play yourself into where something might happen and you don't have enough bullets to protect yourself or your loved ones. You know what I mean? Other than that, something I haven't said yet in this video, go ahead and make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share. Damn, my hair looks weird as fuck in that angle. Go ahead and make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share. Go ahead and check out the podcast channel. Check out Adam's channel while you're at it. While y'all are at it. Go ahead and stay safe. And y'all will see me on the next video. Peace.